Democratic Congressman Steny Hoyer of Maryland joins us now. He's live from Capitol Hill. It's nice to see you, sir. Thank you for getting up early with us. We certainly appreciate it. First and foremost, what did you think of the president's speech?
I'd like to share your breakfast, I think, Soledad.
I don't know, sir. This is not healthy. but you're welcome to join us for whatever you'd like anytime. What did you think of the speech?
Well, I thought it was an excellent speech. I thought it was a serious speech. We have a lot of challenges. The president obviously focused on what I think is critical to the American people. That's jobs. He first of all, of course, said, and you quoted that 160 million, we need to pass that payroll tax cut so we can keep our economy moving. But we've had an agenda we call Make It in America in the Congress of the United States for the last 2 years. We've talked to the president about it, and his manufacturing focus we think was absolutely right. We've lost 9 million manufacturing jobs over the last 20 years. We need to expand our manufacturing sector. We need to make things here in America. We need to provide the kind of middle-class jobs paying good wages and having good benefits that the American middle class needs to grow, not shrink. He also focused on, obviously, the successes we've had over the last 4 years. We are, in fact, better off than we were in January of 2009 today by the difference in 1 million jobs. Lost 786,000 jobs in January, picked up 200,000 jobs this last month. That's a million shift. That's a positive direction, but his point was there is much yet to be done, not only in terms of growing jobs, making it in America, but also in getting our deficit down. Those are the two major challenges confronting us.
That's some of the highlights, and I'll stop you there because I don't want to go through the entire speech from the president last night.
I hear you.
But, of course, the GOP argument, sir, as you well know, is that here's what's also happened since President Obama has taken office. 1.9 million fewer jobs. Gas prices are close to have doubled, and a record 46 million people are on food stamps. And this is what the GOP will be arguing as all of this moves toward the general election come November. What's your reaction to that?
Well, there's no doubt there was a deep hole. As the president correctly pointed out, until his program was fully in effect, we continue to hemorrhage jobs. The month he took office, otherwise known as the last month of the Bush administration, we lost 750,000 plus jobs in 1 month. Last month, we gained 200,000 net jobs, 212,000 private sector, lost 12,000, unfortunately, the public sector. There is no doubt that the economy is reviving. The stock market reflects that. Jobs reflect that. Are we where we need to be? No, and that's what the president said. We need to do more. We need to grow the manufacturing sector. We ought to have a tax policy that encourages growth of jobs here in America, making things here in America. On the foreign policy front, he was absolutely correct. We have our people out of Iraq. We're drawing down in Afghanistan. We have a savings that we can apply to infrastructure, as his suggestion, or other needs of the American people. But clearly, I think it's. I was surprised when the Republicans.
I'm smiling here because I want to stop you because, and I, you know, with all due respect to every political figure we will have on the show today, when you guys have the opportunity, you tend to go on and on the side of the issues that you're interested in, and I greatly appreciate that, but I do want to get some questions, and so let me stop you and ask you about bipartisanship, which is also a theme last night. The president said, basically, we need to end the notion that we're going to be locked in this perpetual battle. And Eric Cantor tweeted a similar thing. So when I threw up on the screen a minute ago, approval rate for Congress at something like 11%, which is really just a disastrous figure. There's no other way to read it. What literally, specifically, sir, happens now to bring that bipartisanship together? How does it happen?
Well, frankly, I think those people who have disappointment with the Congress are absolutely right. The Congress is not working. There's no doubt about that. And we have seen the partisans, and Senator McConnell said his principal objective was to defeat Barack Obama. In order to defeat Barack Obama, he has to oppose policies that will make America better. That, I think, is not helpful. Hasn't been helpful. It continues not to be helpful. We've seen the same thing in the House. I have worked across the aisle
so what
to bring people together.
What does work? Give me the one solution.
Sitting down with one another and talking to one another. We had a big thing about who you're going to sit with last night. I responded to a question about who you're going to sit with. I said, it's not so more important who we sit with, it's who we work with. What the president said, we need to work together. At the end, I thought he was very powerful when he said, look, our men and women in the armed forces, when we give them a mission, they don't care whether it's a Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal, black or white. They work together to accomplish the mission. That's what the president urged us to do, to show the patriotism to work together, not for political ends, not for political objectives, but for policy objectives to make America better. I thought that was a powerful ending to his speech, asking for bipartisanship. Hopefully we'll adhere to that.
And kind of how he started the speech as well. Steny Hoyer with us this morning. Nice to see you, sir. And again, come and join us for breakfast anytime you like. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Let's get right to our panel. I introduced. Oh, you bet.